As you guys know, this audio came out and literally shook up the Bat in the Sun, Aaron, Legend of the White Dragon universe.
The money
Nothing.
stuff? Yeah, he hides a lot. But you know the money situation I text you?
Mm-hmm.
That was the deal. We got $4 million. He takes $2 million to direct. And I'm like, what the is that? Like, if we got $4 million to do something, you want $2 million to direct? Well, that's the deal.
Dude,
no.
put it on the screen. Put it on the screen.
No, it's not. Well, dude.
He said put it on the screen because he has proof that he said he wanted $2 million to put on the screen. And Jason David Frank is like, no. But if you listen to the audio, he says these stuff, I text you. So you're going to hear later Aaron say this is silly. This is out of text. This is literally like 24 minutes of audio from a conversation to beginning to end with one person looks to be removed.
The money
Nothing.
stuff? Yeah, he hides a lot. But you know the money situation I text you?
The money situation, I text you.
Mm-hmm.
That was the deal. We got $4 million. He takes $2 million to direct. And I'm like, what the is that? Like, if we got $4 million to do something, you want $2 million to direct? Well, that's the deal.
Dude,
no.
put it on the screen. Put it on the screen.
Now you have to think about that $2 million to direct. So that's half the budget going to Aaron to direct. What about the other actors? What about the other people helping making the movie come to life? What is actually left for them? And then what is actually, going into the movie, right? I mean, like, hey, what's their salary? So $2 million for Aaron to direct, which probably would be the biggest payday he ever had in his goddamn life. So what will be left for the other people?
No, it's not. Well, dude, $2 million to direct a $4 million movie?
Now, this is where I reached out to Aaron, and you could pause it to read it, but he basically denied, saying that he asked for $2 million or even half the budget.
I can't raise $4 million.
Now, this is towards the end of that 20-minute conversation where they reiterate that, hey, I can't raise $4 million to pay $2 million.
Pay you $2 million. What the is that? That's dumb. You know what I mean? Like, if I got 500, he wants at 500,000, even a $500,000 budget, he wants 250, half.
Now, from there, Aaron would come on and he would respond, but he would try to respond with Tony Diaz, the best friend, alleged, good friend of Jason, which, I have no reason to deny that they were friends. But here's his response to the audio. Now, make no mistake, what he's about to do is try to, is play it off and say, hey, what do you think about this? But let's go.
But he's just fantastic. There's a fan in here who keeps, I talked to you about that silly audio that surfaced lately. This fan keeps asking her.
No. I want to know more about that because I think that's freaking hilarious. But
him saying he wants to know more about it, he thinks it's hilarious, indicates that he didn't watch the goddamn video. You see that? You catch on to things when you're an investigator. You're like, wait, what do you mean you want to hear more about it? You didn't watch the video? Did you watch the video?
Nope.
Let's go back.
I talked to you about that silly audio that surfaced lately. This fan keeps asking her.
No. I want to know more about that because I think that's freaking hilarious. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. So there's some like audio that surfaced of Jason saying all kinds of talking trash and stuff and talking to Dinesh, who was formerly at Valiant, and he's saying all kinds of stuff. The funny thing is that like I know this happened 5 years ago. Jason sent me a lot of parts of this dialogue in there, as far as like I mean you were there. So
I was like at the bar. Yes, I was there.
Yeah, you're the what's funny is that people are like, who's the other voice on there? I'm like, that's Tony. Like, people just don't know. Like, they hear things out of context and they don't know. But if you want to, you explain what that audio is and what happened.
All right. So I'll tell you exactly what happened. Okay. So me and Jason were at this hookah bar. It was called. It was in Beverly Hills. It was Habibi Cafe. So me and Jason are in Habibi Cafe, and I'll send you the pictures of it because I have the pictures. I have. Listen, man, you know me. If I talk, I have receipts, right? So
that's good.
So we're at Habibi Cafe, and all of a sudden Dinesh calls him, and he goes, "Hey, we're at this bar, and we're by Glendale, Los Feliz, or whatever." So he goes, "Hey, do you guys want to come?" And we're like, "Should we go?" And we're like, "All right, we got nothing to do, bro. Let's just go." So we drove over there, and I'm telling you, listen, when it comes to talking shit, I'll tell you this much. You can talk to Tammy, Jenna, or anybody. Jason has talked so much shit about me But we don't call it talking shit. We call it breaking balls. Okay.
Yeah, here's the thing though, Tony. Aaron wasn't there to get his balls broken. It was someone. It was a completely other people. So when you say, "Oh, he's busting balls," I'm like, dude, Aaron already tried to like downplay it and say it was silly audio. Now he's like, "Oh, he's just trying to bust our balls." I'm like, bro, this ain't that.
Like, but that's because he's my brother. You know,
Yeah.
how many times, like, if any fan has a brother, if you've never talked shit about your brother, like, you're fucking lying.
Yeah, bro, this is way. If you this is you. Hey, my brother's a cornball. My brother's this. My brother that. You're not talking business. They're talking business. They're talking shop. Dinesh is saying, "Get away from Aaron." And he's like, yeah, I know. I heard the rumors. He wants this much money to edit. He wants this much money the budget. He's not talking crap. So if you think like, oh, this is Jason just talking crap, come on, man. Take a closer look.
Right? So basically what Jason liked to do to test to see the waters of where people are is he liked to be like, yeah, this guy, she's all right, he's whatever, fuck him, blah blah blah. Sorry for the cussing, but that's what that.
Bro, he said, I text you the financials. He said, I text you the stuff I text you about is completely different than, hey, let me just feel Dinesh out and just talk Aaron. That ain't happening. But if, y'all, for me, I see it clear as day that's not happening. But y'all may be like, oh, yeah, Tony's making great sense.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
But then he wanted to see if the person ran with it.
Yeah.
Right? So that was the idea behind going to this bar. And it was me, him, this girl, I told you who,
Yeah.
and I think some other guy, I don't even know who it was.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Jason got tired of the fact that he was just talking about, they were talking about Bloodshot.
Yeah.
That's what it was, right? And they were talking about Bloodshot, and they were talking about Jared Leto and, all this stuff, and then Vin Diesel, and, just the whole story about how it went down.
Yeah.
Right? So then we're like, listen, bro, like Jason got tired of just listening to him. And so we went outside. And we're outside and we're just talking with this guy, Dinesh, and I don't know who this guy is. Like I didn't know he was this big time guy, whatever. And so we go outside and me and Jason had two things that we did to mess with people that always talk shit about our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We either kicked you in the leg and just chopped you up, or we choked you out and you had to go to sleep. So now I'll say I don't care. Like, I have no freaking skin in the game. So Jason goes, hey, listen, bro, come here for a second. Let me give you a hug. So he brings him in, turns him around, just chokes him out. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, chokes him out. Next.
He didn't say, hey, you're talking bad stuff about Aaron, let me choke you out. It was playful. Like the Illuminati already kind of like said what happened with it. And here's the Illuminati's messages right here where they say, yeah, it's out of context. Bro, effing 30 minutes isn't out of context. There's plenty of context, lots of allegations, and you address zero, which he does. We just haven't got that far in the audio yet. He choked Dinesh out. That's his way of saying STFU. He didn't choke him out. Dinesh never passed out. I can honestly say that. Except the context, if I'm not mistaken, is they were hugging, and JDF did a playful choke maneuver, which is 100% true. I'm certain more will come out. A lot of people have ish against Aaron. It's not just Power Rangers adjacent. It's people more feathers with ruffles, and they already started giving me this little nugget talking about for beatdowns 7 years ago, we spent $5K, but beatdowns as of the last 4 years, around 25K. As for profit, we make very little on beatdowns, and with YouTube dropping over the years in payouts, but we actually lose money on beatdowns. And that was also mentioned in the clip. So if you go to the clip, right, you like, well, Henry, what do you mean beatdowns? He's losing money. Where is that at in the clip? And I'm just like, well, look, I can play it for you. Where he talks about, basically Aaron not making money. I believe it's 1124. Let me do one search real quick and just search beat. No, we'll just go to 1124. This is, does this sound like to you guys that someone is just talking this to see how they feel?
You are a bigger piece for him than he
I
is.
had texted you was half that. And that's exactly what he said. That he's tired of working for people like Valiant, who never paid him. I can't work for you because I'm not making no money. I'm not making money on superpower beatdowns. That's what all.
You see, I'm not making money on superpower beatdowns. So you have that. You have him saying this to Dinesh, and you literally have a text where Aaron is talking about, hey, I'm not making money on superpower beatdowns. So with that, you like, bro, this is not out of context. This is not somebody just pulling someone's chain. This is actually a real thing. All right. And, I do actually have the choking video from the Illuminati. Give me a second so you can kind of see for yourself. I gotta find it real quick. Because this is ludicrous. There we go. And let's make sure this is it.
Down, okay? All right, you ready?
Does this look like he was doing this out of spite or something?
No, you gotta put your arm down. Oh, fuck. Come on, Dinesh. That was amazing.
Does that look like some, hey, he was correcting him? I think not, man. But shout out to the Illuminati, man. They are deep entrenched in the gang out here, man. So like all this hoopla of, oh no, he choked him out to teach him a lesson. I'm like, okay, Tony. Sure, buddy. Whatever you say. All right. Let's get back to it.
Next thing you know, his eyes are rolling back, and we put people like down on the floor, and he was completely out. And that was a weird.
He was completely out. Are we serious? Wait. Does this look like a guy who's completely out? Jesus fucking Christ. Does that look like a guy who's completely out?
Yeah, okay. All right, you ready?
He let him put him in. Look, man, we've seen it. You don't have to go it, but like there you go, man. He was completely out. Ninja, what? Come on, man.
Of saying, like, listen, there's a way to not bully someone, but just to put people in their place.
Yeah.
Right? I'll give an example. When it came to fighting, if we were boxing or if we were kickboxing, you can be a dick and just boom, and just knock someone out.
Yeah.
But then you become a dick, right?
Yeah.
But then you can also just jab him, smile and be like, "Are you okay?" And make sure he bleeds, right?
Yeah.
And just fuck his nose up, and just boom, and just jab him, or just choke him out, and just be like, "Are you okay?" So there's a classy way to kind of just put people in their place.
Yeah.
And that's what we used to do.
Now, do not think for 1 second they didn't like go over this conversation or what they were going to talk about, what they were going to say, how they were going to spin it. We already know Tony didn't even watch the goddamn video, so he's just probably going whatever Aaron coached him up to say.
Because, number one, we obviously don't want to get sued, but even then, like, it was the classier way of saying, listen, know your place, know where you're at, know what you just said, know what you just spoke about, and don't do it again.
No.
Yeah, I know he didn't like people talking.
But look, Dinesh was talking about you and JDF was agreeing. He was like, yeah, I heard the rumors. Talking
trash, like the way that he was just, I guess, egging him on and stuff. I'm glad that Dinesh was okay. I think Dinesh was drunk on that phone call, or on that phone call on that
Bro.
meetup.
Sound like JDF had buyer's remorse with Aaron. Yeah. We'll keep going. We'll keep going.
That recording.
He was wagering, but that was the funny part is because like when people want to put themselves out there, like we always tell people like, you know, if you want to talk the talk, you got to be willing to walk the walk. You know, you don't talk to people like me and Jason that are from the streets.
Yeah.
And think that you can just yap it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, Jason was so protective of. I mean, there's a lot of great stories he's told about protecting other people and stuff. But it's funny because that audio that's online, and some fans have sent it over to me, and it's just like I could see how out of context they don't understand what that audio.
Out of context? How? This is where y'all need to challenge them. Hey, what's out of context? What's out of context? What context is missing? It, as Tony said, hey, it's the whole conversation. It's 24 minutes of audio. What's out of context? This part, I'm just like, this is the part where the Illuminati was like, yo, what the hell?
Audio is, but they're like, oh, like it's funny because they'll be like, oh, like Jason hated Aaron. He was never really friends with him, and Aaron used him. And I was like, Jason.
I mean, yeah, I don't think Jason hated him, but he knew what he was. He was like, oh, gosh, man, this Aaron guy is a greedy guy.
Originally, I wanted to do 250,000, but Aaron wanted more. Greed. So anyway, we'll see what happens.
So you have stuff like that where Jason just sending to random fans like, yeah, man, this what's going on. So I was just like, dude, just come clean. But he can't come clean. He's so nervous. The truth will set you free. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
There's no context for this audio.
See, the thing about it is people.
What context is missing? Either one or two things are true, right? Either one or two things are true. You know, Aaron, he watched the first minute and just went to the comment section. Or he's trying to spin it and make you guys think there's no context when you got 24 minutes of it. You literally got their whole conversation. You got Dinesh talking like, hey, this is what happened with Aaron. You got JDF saying, this is what I'm aware of with Aaron. What context is missing? He got this smug look on his face like he just like, oh, there's no context. These kids don't know. Tony, he's just there for the ride because he didn't even listen to it. I feel bad for like Jenna and Tammy because they should be like, yo, what is this audio? What's going on? Well, Chris J should be like, hey, where did all the money go? I saw you got a house.
People don't understand, like, again, like.
No, let's run it back. Let's run it back so you can see the smug look. Hey, there's no context to that audio.
As that audio that's online, and some fans have sent it over to me, and it's just like I could see how out of context they don't understand what that audio is, but they're like, oh, like it's funny because they'll be like, oh, like Jason hated Aaron. He was never really friends with him, and Aaron used him. And I was like, Jason, there's no context for this audio.
No, it's plenty of context, right? Here's the context, guys. Because I'm like, I got everything saved. Around the 17 minute mark, he's like, hey, why are you working with, Aaron, despite all of this going on, right? He's like, why Aaron? Why Aaron? If you're funding all this, here you go, right here. Let's start at the very beginning, right? Here's the context.
I see it.
So let me ask you a question. If you're funding all of it and you're the star, why Aaron, man? There's so many others.
Here's why. Because when Johnny wrote this thing, Aaron put his 2 cents in. And when I said, okay, well, we're going to walk, well, I told Johnny, go with your own shit. Like, we don't have to. But Aaron felt like he was attached to it. And, I designed this, I designed that. And yeah, but I'm not too worried about it because
But say no, man.
No. I mean, I can't financially.
Say no, man. I can't financially. That's what he said. Hey, I can't say no financially. Hey, I bought a new car, man. My previous car needed a lot of repairs. They're like, hey, you gonna get these repairs done? I was like, nope. Like, what y'all got for sale? I looked into getting a new car. Why? Because I couldn't afford the repairs financially. I was in a bind.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
And I was like, well, I can get this Tesla for like dumb cheap. Yeah, I'll take the Tesla. It was like $268 a month plus $1,000 back, or $3,000 in car repairs. I was like, hell no. Hell no. It was a financial decision. So JDF is letting Aaron, or he's telling Dinesh that Aaron is directing because it's a financial decision. Not saying how Aaron was the best person for the job. It's like, I can't leave him financially, man. I want to, maybe he wanted to leave, but I can't leave him financially.
So let me ask you a question. If you're funding all of it and you're the star, why Aaron, man? There's so many others.
Here's why. Because when Johnny wrote this thing, Aaron put his 2 cents in. And when I said, okay, well, we're going to walk, well, I told Johnny, go with your own shit. Like, we don't have to. But Aaron felt like he was attached to it. And, I designed this, I designed that. And yeah, but I'm not too worried about it because I
say no, man.
No. I mean, I can't financially.
There's many things that Aaron said to me.
He promised me a lot of things, and then he twisted my words and said, you don't own the rest. I never said that, dude. I said, I can't raise $4 million and pay you $2 million. What the fuck is that? That's dumb. You know what I mean? Like, if I got 500, he wants, at 500,000, even a $500,000 budget, he wants 250, half.
No, zero, dude, zero.
Yeah. No.
Now, here's the thing with this audio. Let's provide a bit more context. We talked about, the beatdowns and all this other stuff, and how he's just not getting paid. And ironically, like I said, he's looking for $200,000 when we know like the previous ones were $25K. But the more context is like, look, you heard this in the audio. And yes, I got screwed over Power Rangers versus Street Fighter and Ninjak and Saban taking our ideas, which is why I can't let that happen. Furthermore, he like, look, the more money we raise, the bigger the project, the more work. The more work, the more pay. This is Aaron trying to justify his pay in my interpretation of it, in my opinion. And look, here goes another one. Hey, this 12 is way more than 12. I cannot afford to spend a year of my life working on a project that there is no guarantee of money. I get that to a certain extent. The Kickstarter goals have not changed since we first spoke. That's what I agreed to. Me and my dad, almost everything on these projects. You guys are extremely valuable in being so much more than just your time. But as an actor, you will work 20 days on set. Me and my dad will work 365. Well, apparently, shit, they've been working. What's 365 times 5? Like we have eclipsed the 1,500 days. We've eclipsed 1,800 days? Let's bring up the good old calendar app, man. What is 365 times 5? 365 times 5. Look, we had 1,825 days. Damn. Now I'm sure people are like, I'm losing money working on this film because I can't do other projects like Ninja. This project should never have taken this long. JDF passing or not. Which brings me to the final one. Where he says, look, I've been very clear on my goals. Maybe my messages aren't getting through. Kickstarter goes $500K for 30 minutes, $1 million for 1 hour, $2 million for a feature. We can get rid of the 30-minute goal because what I suspect is after they succeeded in hitting their 500K Kickstarter, it's like, well, that's only 30 minutes. We need a feature film. Insert Chris J coming in with all, money bags. And says, hey, here's the missing millions you need to, get to the end of the line. And lo and behold, like, hey, how much did Aaron take from the whatchamacallit? How much did he take? Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. We only got a little bit to go. All right, we got a little bit to go.
See, the thing about it is people don't understand. Like, again, like if you saw me and so I have my cousin, his name is Omar. Okay, just a random example. I can talk shit about him.
Bro, like, man, I hate that they're doing it like this. Instead of just saying, hey, this what happened at Valiant. Hey, this what happened with Dinesh. Hey, this whole thing, this $25,000 check with Josh, this what happened. Hey, these text messages right here. Yeah. I said that shit. I need some money, man. I'm in a bind. I ain't making no money. That would have been a proper response. You saying it's silly and out of context, and people don't understand that Jason was setting Dinesh up to see if he would talk trash about Aaron when he said in the goddamn audio, hey, Dinesh, I text you about the financials right here. I text you.
The money
Nothing.
stuff? Yeah, I didn't lie. But you know the money situation I text you? Mm-hmm. That was the deal.
The money situation I text you. Let's go to the full audio, right? We don't want that out of text. Text. Hold on. Money. Here we go, right here. Money situation. There should be one more. Right here. Let's play it.
It wasn't from Nikolai?
You know the money
Nothing.
stuff? Yeah, I didn't Nikolai. But you know the money situation I text you? Mm-hmm. That was the deal. We got $4 million. He takes $2 million to direct. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, if we got $4 million to do something, you want $2 million to direct? Well, that's the deal.
Dude,
no.
On the screen.
No, it's not. Well, dude, $2 million to direct a $4 million movie?
Put it all on the screen, dude.
He's saying put it on the screen, so he's like, hey, show me again. Hey, Dinesh knew what Aaron was and all about. And a lot of people start catching on to him.
I will. Well, he said he did that with Valiant anyway. He said he made
no,
more
he
money
did
with
not.
you guys.
No, he did not.
I made more money. I worked my ass off.
Oh, he said that? He said that?
Yeah.
Remember, he said, hey, I made no money with Valiant. Dinesh is about to say, look, I think he made $360,000 for Valiant for them to can the series. Probably I don't know if it was because it was not up to par, or you could say, well, Sony bought the IP and they shelved it.
Yeah.
He said you guys never paid him. He made $360,000. He made
$360,000, and Dinesh would know as the CEO of Valiant at the time. He would know exactly how much he made. But Aaron is like, no, I didn't make any money. Maybe to him, $360,000 is no money, man. Maybe it's no money. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. You want to hear these guys continue to try to play this off as this something like, oh, they just didn't want you talking like that. I just can't, man. Here we go. Let's start right here,
Jason said this about you, blah, blah, blah. Great. All right. So I tell him, hey, bro, so you said this about me? What the hell, man? And he goes, yeah, I did. So what? Now what? And it was just one of those things, you know what I mean? Like you just go along with it. But I'll give you another example, okay?
This ain't that though, man. Aaron is like, yeah, man, thank you for trying to clear this shit up for me, dog. I appreciate you coming through, even though you ain't watched the video. This is like if Aaron clicked the link, hey, we got to watch the whole video. We got to go through all the audio, all of it. Don't come up here giving me some bullshit like, well, Henry, you don't know this. It'll be Deoxy Part 2.
Okay. Me and my girlfriend, she came to Peru to visit me.
Bro, we really don't give two shits what Tony got to say. It's really more so about Aaron, but that was his response. He called it silly. And said, hey, I'm going to keep going on this tour. Let's see where we talk about fans.
Yeah, I know. Well, fans and it's just because they're on the outside. I mean, him and me work together every year. We're in constant contact. Like you said, did we have our arguments?
Y'all were business partners. Yeah, man. Y'all had an argument about you wanting half the goddamn budget.
And where we go at each other, like you said, you and him did, of course, like we work together all the time. Like me and Jason would definitely get intense and all that kind of stuff. But
Bro, there was 2 years when me and him didn't talk.
Yeah.
2 years. We had a difference of different things. We had 2 years that we didn't talk.
I really don't care what Tony got to say. But he says they came up to his whatchamacallit. Let's see, what is this? Loyalty matters.
For me, longevity, loyalty is what matters most.
And this is the moment right here where Tony was like, I'm gonna be loyal to Aaron as opposed to loyal to my friend, and actually question the audio. But when you just a yes man, you just want to be up in here like, oh yeah, sure, man, I'll say whatever you want on your behalf. because this Henry guy he knows about my deportation status or whatever he want to spin it as. Yeah, I'll come up, man. Sure, it's gonna be Instagram Live. Sure, man. Yeah, I'm in Peru. Yeah, my girlfriend got her phone stolen in Peru. Yeah. I'm gonna marry her. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta get the citizenship right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's everything is people that you are with again and again, and work with again and again.
See, no one is saying he wasn't with them. They're saying, hey, what about the allegations by Dinesh, man? What about the budget? Because I know everyone was supposed to get a portion of what was donated as a salary. You gotta do something. You're sacrificing your time. But Jason was obviously he was vehemently against half just going to the director. Maybe half going to everyone collectively, and they split that up as their salary to produce this product. You know, maybe that was more likely, and maybe not half just going to Aaron off top, Aaron and going to bat in the sun.
Yeah, and we had this, we planned out a whole sequel and sort of stuff. Man, these fans are really popping off down here. Good Lord, with their questions. All right, so someone's saying, hold on, let's see if I can get you to clear there. Okay. All right, hold on.
Now he's cherry picking this for like a good one, as he addressed 0 allegations made. 0.
Why did Jason? Well, okay. Explain. It says, why did Jason say that I wanted $2 million to direct $4 million of the White Dragon? Well, that's not even. There was no $4 million, so that's a.
See, this was the point where he said, "Oh no, I never asked for that. We didn't have $4 million." Or like, how much was it? Right? How much, Aaron? Did Chris J donate or outside investors? And how much? We know the Kickstarter was $500,000. So total, what was the budget? Right? You got things like that. And of that budget, what percentage went to you? Now, Erlem said that Aaron will break down where all the investor money went from Kickstarter, but we're not entitled to where the investor money went, because when you be like, where the investor money went, he like, look, I showed you. I showed you. Need a new house, goddammit. Now, I don't know if the money went to it, but this ninja ain't working for free. His dad ain't working for free. They don't got I don't think they got shit on their calendar. He said he had another movie he was working on after Legend of the White Dragon came out. I ain't heard nothing about that movie. He said it on my live stream. Only thing I've been hearing about is superpower beatdowns. Hey, we're going to be doing superpower beatdowns. Who do you want to see go fight hand-to-hand combat? He's saying all this goofy stuff. And he can't help himself. Trust me, when this dies down, probably be gone by next week, depending on what the Illuminati put out there, it'll be back to superpower beatdowns. Hey, I don't know how he's going to collect 200,000, but hey, what y'all do with y'all money is what y'all do with y'all money. But this is that disingenuous response out there that just like makes me sick to my stomach. Because I see straight through it. I don't know if you guys see straight through it, or maybe you believe it. Maybe you believe JDF was just playing with Dinesh. Maybe you believe they were just seeing what Dinesh said. But he said, dude, I text you. So that should let Aaron know that, hey, the conversations you are having with Jason, there are text messages out there that corroborate this audio, probably more audio. Jason was sending random fans audio. So when you see all that, you're like, wait, what?
Originally, I wanted to do 250,000, but Aaron wanted more. Agreed. So,
and that was in 2019. So like during 2019, it was a lot going on for Jason. A lot. Hey, I'm trying to get this thing with Johnny Young Bosch. It fell through. Rumor has it, hey, they didn't like the direction. I mean, if I'm Johnny Young Bosch and what Jason is saying is true about Aaron getting half the budget, how much are we going to have to put in the movie? Even if we pay ourselves nothing.
That always seems very strange. But go on and explain that Jason would, what he would say things to egg people on to see what side of the fence they're on. I think people miss that part.
Bro, he was texting people to see what side of the fence they on. You think he texted people too? Like, this is him leading him down. Hey, members, say this. Like, where's their crisis management team? I mean, the movie's on fire. The product is the product. And, a lot of people say like, well, this is going to hurt the movie. No, it's not. If the movie is good, everyone's going to watch it. If it's good, studios going to sell it. If it's bad, it's bad. It's going to be bad whether he wanted half the budget or not.
Bro, so here's the thing with him. Okay, he he was a jokester, yes, but there was some truth behind his jokes where he wanted to see where you were at.
Yeah.
Gosh, man, I just can't, guys. I can't. Hey, bro, did you see the movie? Like, this is what they're trying to spin y'all with right here.
He'd be like, "Hey, bro, did you see the movie? Don't you think it's gonna be great?" No, no, no. He'd be like, "Listen, I don't know about the movie, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm iffy about it." Right? Now, what does that mean? To anybody else, it could be like, "Dude, he's not confident about the movie." Blah 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 blah. And by the way, someone said from Lima, Peru. Hey, I'm in Peru too. But anyway,
Oh, nice.
Look, gives credence to the Jacob deportation story. Hey, I'm in Peru too. That's wild that Jacob will know that, hey, he's in Peru too. Like, oh, okay. Very interesting.
So there's a way for him to say that because he wanted to get your answer. He wanted to see if you actually agree with him just to please him and say, "Yeah, bro, I'm not sure about the movie."
Bro, Dinesh said he heard these rumors about him, and then he was like, yeah, I heard this shit too, man. Hey, you want to hear something crazy? He actually want half the budget to direct, man. Ain't that crazy? I told him I can't give him half the budget to direct. What are we gonna do with that? Anywho, man. I don't really see any value in this until we get a legitimate response. And at this point, is he gonna respond? Like, is he gonna give something genuine? Probably not, but hey, what do you guys think, man? You got the Illuminati, you got the text message. I got to give the rest to my editor to make a little bit more cohesive, to cover the text messages that all parties said. And I know maybe this will get Aaron to watch the video now because he's going to probably be like going through his phone trying to figure out who he texts that shit to. Or maybe he just know. And he know that maybe there's somebody in that text message conversation that may not think too highly of Aaron, that may be feeding the Illuminati who's feeding me. I don't know, but let me know what you guys think in the next video. Peace.